Task number 3, why is encryption important? Task number 3 is part of Encryption Crypto 101 module, which is part of the complete beginner path on TryHackMe. Cryptography is used to protect confidentiality, ensure integrity, ensure authenticity. If you verify the first letter in these 3 words, you will see CIA. In cybersecurity, you will hear about this concept of confidentiality, integrity, authenticity, for short, CIA. You use cryptography every day, most likely, and you are almost certainly reading this now over an encrypted connection. When logging into TryHackMe, your credentials were sent to the server. These were encrypted, otherwise someone would be able to capture them by snooping on your connection. When you connect to SSH, your client and the server establishes an encrypted tunnel so that no one can snoop on your session. When you connect to your bank, there's a certificate that uses cryptography to prove that it is actually your bank rather than a hacker. When you download a file, how do you check if the downloaded is right? In other words, how do you check the downloaded file is the right one? You can use cryptography here to verify a checksum of that data. You rarely have to interact directly with cryptography, but it silently protects almost everything you do digitally. Okay, let me show you how to check the checksum in order to see the integrity of a downloaded file. Well, for instance, we want to just install the IntelliJ IDEA Ultimate Edition from the official website. We download for Linux star gun zip. We download this, and we will be prompted with this page. You will see that we have also the SHA-256 checksum. Let's click on that. Okay, we see something here, and we see also this. Okay, let's see over here, what do we have? Okay, we have to wait now for this to be downloaded. Until this file will be downloaded, I will show you how to check the sum on Windows. Then we'll jump on Linux. Okay, so here we have the exact same, we did the exact same thing like we did on Linux. And we see this big number with this thing, right? We downloaded the same IDEA Ultimate Edition 2024 2.3 version EXE because we are on Windows now. Okay, let's open the terminal here. And in PowerShell, you say cert util hash file. And then we say IDEA and here SHA-256. Let's see what we get. Okay, now hash completed the command successfully. Cool. Let's copy this big thing. Let's Control F and paste this huge number here. So as you can see, the checksum from IDEA in IntelliJ IDE is exactly the same with what we get from the certutil tool on Windows. Now let's go on Linux and see how we check the checksum for files there. Okay, a couple of seconds left. Until then, let's say here SHA-256 sum, and then let's wait for it to download, and let's see what will happen after the file is downloaded. I guess we can hit this. All right, we see some things here. We see here a big number. We copy this, and also we see this, right? The name of the file is exactly like what we have from the JetBrains website. And here, if we say Control F and we paste that big number, you can see it's an exact match with the checksum for IntelliJ. So this is how you check for the checksum of files in Linux and in Windows. Now let's go back to our module. You rarely have to interact directly with cryptography, but it silently protects almost everything you do digitally. Whenever sensitive user data needs to be stored, it should be encrypted. Standards like PCI DSS state that the data should be encrypted both at rest in storage and while being transmitted, right? At rest and in transit. You will hear this kind of terms. Data at rest, basically just data that are stored in DBs, for instance, and data in transit is basically the data that travels over the network. One more thing, this standard PCI DSS deals with payments, right? Oh, actually here we say if you're handling payment card details, you should use the PCI DSS standard. You need to comply with these PCI regulations. Medical data has similar standards with legislations like GDPR. It is equivalent of PCI DSS in medical field. And California's data protection data breaches are extremely costly and dangerous to you as either a consumer or a business. Do not encrypt passwords unless you're doing something like a password manager. Passwords should not be stored in plain text, and you should use hashing to manage them safely. Answer the questions below. What does SSH stand for? Secure Shell. How do web servers prove their identity? We can see it over here. If we scroll a bit down, we will go through task 8, digital signatures and certificates. That is what we need to... This is what will use a web server to prove their identity. Certificate. What is the main set of standards you need to comply with if you store or process payment card details? As we saw already, PCI DSS. Okay, then hyphen DSS. Payment card industry data security standard, I think. Let's see. Yes, payment card industry data security standard.